There is one instance during a violent outburst from the poltergeist where coins were thrown at both Donald and the lodger George Saunders as they tried to help Alma during one of her terrifying episodes. The poltergeist seemed intent on creating havoc, and this attack on Donald and George was part of its escalating aggression. George, in fact, was present for the coal-throwing incident, and he himself witnessed heavy furniture moving on its own. One particularly eerie incident for George involved Alma standing in George's room late at night dressed in a red dressing gown. George recalled waking up to see Alma grinning at him in a menacing manner. He shouted at her to leave, but the next day Alma had absolutely no recollection of the event, and she denied owning a red dressing gown, claiming she used to, but she'd given it away to her mother. This disturbed George, as it suggested that Alma might have been acting under the influence of some sort of spirit being. Fodor's conclusion was that Alma's chronic kidney pain, combined with the antibiotics and sedatives she was taking, could easily have influenced her mental state. He believed that Alma might have been unknowingly generating this poltergeist activity herself through telekinetic energy fueled by emotional distress. And for those who believe in the absolute supernatural element, the Alma Fielding case remains one of the most compelling examples of poltergeist activity. The sheer volume of witnesses, the violent nature of the attacks, the fact that the people involved are not actually all part of the same family, they're not all related, and the personal assaults on Alma herself suggest that the presence of a malevolent force just can't be easily dismissed. The Fielding poltergeist case lasted for about 7 months, during which time the Fielding family, along with Saunders, endured daily disturbances. From February through to the late summer of 38, the phenomena persisted. As time went on, the activity began to lose its intensity, and by August of that year, the haunting had begun to fade. The once relentless attacks became less frequent, and eventually, the poltergeist ceased its activity altogether. The family was left exhausted and bewildered by the events that had unfolded in their home, and while life returned to a semblance of normality, the haunting left behind an air of mystery that would never fully be resolved. But it seems that things changed again shortly after that, and that Jimmy would start to bring Alma gifts. Here's a piece from the Daily Express of March 1948, reflecting on the case, that nicely wraps things up for us. Among the records left by Harry Price, the ghost hunter, will be the story of the suburban spectre. It was one of his most sensational cases. He ended it with the word unresolved.